You're watching Just the News. I'm Amita Balachandra. Straight up to our top story. A 19-year-old girl's murder in Uttarakhand has triggered massive outrage. Hours after her body was recovered from a canal in Rishikesh this morning, locals set fire to a resort at which she worked. Now, this was a day after the administration bulldozed parts of that particular resort. Now, this is why there's so much anger. It's because the resort was owned by Pulkit Arya, who is the son of former Uttarakhand BJP minister Vinod Arya and the main accused in the teenager's murder case. In fact, Pulkit Arya had reported her missing on Monday, as did her family. But police said that it later turned out that he, along with two other staff members, had killed her. Now, all three have been arrested. According to several reports, residents also vandalized Yamkeshwar MLA Renu Bish's car in Rishikesh when she was passing by the canal, allegedly over her late response to the murder. The BJP leader was escorted to safety by the police. Now, this is what the BJP has done so far amid intensifying anger against this particular killing. An incident, the BJP expelled Vinod Arya, who is a former chairman of Uttarakhand Mati Kala board with the rank of a state minister. Pulkit's brother Ankit Arya was also relieved by the state government from the post of deputy chairman of the Uttarakhand Other Backward Classes Commission. In fact, Uttarakhand chief minister has said an SIT will now look into the case and said that nobody will be spared despite their position. Moving on from the story now, in a response to Pakistan Prime Minister's peace remark, India at the UN General Assembly has said that the peace would be possible only if cross-border terrorism stopped. Now, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif had on Friday called for lasting peace with all its neighbors, adding, however, that it depended on finding a solution to the Kashmir dispute. Now, he said, and I quote, "I think it's high time that India understood this message loud and clear that both countries are armed to the teeth. War is not an option. Only peaceful dialogue can resolve these issues so that the world becomes more peaceful in time to come," end quote. India has responded and said this, and I quote, "A policy that claims to it seeks peace with its neighbors would never sponsor cross-border terrorism, nor would it shelter planners of the horrific Mumbai terrorist attack, disclosing their existence only under pressure from the international community," end quote. Also in the news, the centre has issued an advisory regarding fake job rackets that essentially target the skilled youth in the IT industry. Now, according to the advisory, victims are being duped on the pretext of lucrative data entry jobs in Thailand via social media advertisements. Now, the ministry has said, and I quote, "Before travelling on tourist or visit visa for employment purposes, Indian nationals are advised to check or verify credentials of foreign employers through concerned missions abroad and antecedents of recruiting agents as well as any company before taking up any job offer," end quote. Also in the news, farmers have now lifted their blockade, and these are Haryana farmers who had blocked the highway before. They've lifted it now after over 24 hours because they say that their demands have been met by the Haryana government, and the demands were primarily early procurement of paddy. Now, this comes after Punjab and Haryana High Court in a late night hearing ordered the Haryana government to ensure that NH44 was freed of all blockades. Now, Bharatiya Kisan Union, which is an umbrella body of over 40 farm unions, president has said, and I quote, "We had talks with the district administration and they've ensured that paddy procurement will start immediately," end quote. According to a report by NDTV, the Haryana government agreed to begin the procurement process from the 1st of October. The procurement cap in 5 districts with high yield of crop has also been increased from 22 to 30 quintals per acre, according to the organization. Meanwhile, amid violent incidents of vandalism of properties and cars owned by the BJP and Hindu Munnani functionaries, Security has been beefed up in Coimbatore. Vandalism of property was also reported from Erode district. Now, this comes after over 100 members of the PFI were arrested, and there were raids that NIA and ED conducted across the country. Over 100 special task force officers and 58 Tamil Nadu police commandos were also deployed in this city. Yesterday, the Kerala High Court initiated suo motu contempt proceedings against PFI leaders for violent protests in the state. Now, the court said, and I quote, "The action of the people calling for a hartal without following the procedure contemplated in our earlier order, prima facie, amounts to contempt of the directions of this court," end quote. Now, there was a hartal after the arrest took place by the NIA. Moving on from this now to politics. The big news is that Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has become the first party leader to officially enter the race to become the next Congress president. Now, the race has begun. Of course, nominations will end. The filing of nominations will end on the 30th of September. Shashi Tharoor's representative, according to ANI, collected the forms from Congress Central Election Authority Chairman Madhusudan Mistry. Yesterday, Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot had confirmed that he will contest the Congress presidential poll as well, after a lot of speculation. Now, elections will take place on October 17th, and the new Congress chief will be announced 2 days later. Also in the news, Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena has ordered an FIR to be registered against officials of the Delhi Jal Board, a bank and a private company, for allegedly embezzling 20 crore rupees in water bills. According to Indian Express's sources, over several years, the Delhi Jal Board allegedly deposited 20 crore rupees collected as water bills in private bank accounts instead of the official account. Now, Saxena has also alleged irregularities in extension of the agreement between Delhi Jal Board and Corporation Bank in 2019. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal was the chairman of the Jal Board at the time. Also in the news, according to AFP, who cited a human rights organization, over 50 people have now been killed in protests in Iran. There are anti-hijab protests that are taking place, and protests after the death of a woman called Mahsa Amini. That's triggered outrage in Iran, several other parts of the globe as well. She died after she was allegedly wearing her hijab in an improper way. She was detained. Post that, she fell into a coma and passed away. Officials have said that she died because of a heart attack, but her family has refuted that allegation. According to state media, the death toll as of Friday was 35. Moving on to sports news right now. 20-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer bid an emotional farewell to tennis at the Laver Cup on Friday. He played his last match of his professional tennis career alongside Rafael Nadal in a doubles fixture. Now, 41-year-old Federer said, and I quote, "I told the guys I'm happy, not sad. It feels great to be here. I enjoyed tying my shoelaces one more. Everything was the last time." End quote. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. Thank you so much for watching.